we find ourselves once more, those who've gone to our zodiac adventures, in the temple of alchemy. Visualize it, a beautiful temple. And we have the ritual, the seventh ritual of the Brigid of the Rainbow Planet's adventures of the alchemical twins, Elaine and Aidan. Ritual 7 brings us to the realm of the planet Neptune. It is the Grael of the heart's desire. There is a Grael crater up in the sky, a lovely starry one. The motto is, to attain the heights, the pilgrim endures the depths. The priestess alchemist is wearing full alchemical robes of Neptune, lovely shades of blue and violet, and she addresses the twin apprentices, always wearing white. To achieve harmony between the divine and the earthly, we need to invoke the goddess of the source, the fulfillment, and the depths of the inner space. Let us invoke the goddess Morgana, the Morrigan. The priest alchemist speaks. I invoke the goddess Morgana, virgin of the springs of life, queen of love, bringer in of death and resurrection. Help us to reach the eternal sea of stars as we travel through the river of space. Creation divides itself into two, and the polarity between these two brings ecstasy, anguish, and divinity. For deity knows itself through each stream of life, whether this be a galaxy, a constellation, or the configuration of an atom. One may liken the artwork of creation to a spider's web, where the spark of individuality starts within the matrix and then leaves the mother to attain ever-expanding consciousness through successive circles, each interlinked in a mighty spiral. Know that your end is your beginning, and your successive deaths through many shades bring expansion of your individual consciousness. Or we may liken the cosmos to a mighty beehive. Every creature, every atom and star brings its nectar to enrich the heaven of heart's desire, which all beings know as home. This heaven is not on some distant star, some inaccessible planetary monastery. Home is now. It is not yesterday nor tomorrow. It is now, where you are, when the lines of time strike the spirals of space. So, however high you rise, however low you sink, always center yourselves where you are. The waters from the Grael of heart's desire come to you with every breath you breathe. Be yourself. We give thanks to the goddess Morgana for her oracle. He addresses the twins. Aidan, you are about to achieve the summit of your spiritual longings. You are to seek the Holy Grail. Many fail in this quest. Only Sir Galahad, the fairy knight, achieved the Grail without turning to left or right, or reaching up or down. You will make the quest in the planet Neptune. We will accompany you in your trance journey. There is no dishonor in failing. Most noble knights did so. Now we watch as the priestess in trance who gave the oracle, incognito beneath a veil, slowly recovers and withdraws to rest, and all enter now in a light trance. Aidan begins to give his report. I realize this is the ultimate test. I make my way up the avenue leading to the temple of the sacred planets with foreboding. I always get into such ridiculous situations despite high hopes. Let us imagine ourselves coming up a temple, approaching the temple of the sacred planet. Let us follow Aiden as we approach nearer and nearer until the mighty building is blotting out the stars. I enter the temple, which is round and beautiful, with 8 gateways. I find some incense on a table and I offer it at the central altar of the sacred, ever-living flame. I reach the 7th portal in the northwest. On the left is a statue of a sea god bearing a trident. He wears a robe of smoky blue and green. I wonder, is he Manannan, the sea god? He is indescribably wonderful. All the oceans tangle in his hair. The oceans float around him like an aura. He's holding the mystic trident. On the other side is a most beautiful mermaid with long floating green hair like weeds moving in the sea. Her face is hard to see through mist. Oh, if only I could see her. She has a blue and green body. She reminds me somehow of a dragon, and she has an iridescent fish's tail. It's a spiral of stars. I part silver and violet veils, and I cross the threshold. I enter the realm beyond. I am amazed. I shrink back in fear. Before me are vast arcs of constellations of every conceivable form and colour. I feel these are inhabited by hosts of aerial beings whom I cannot see, but they can see me. Am I being watched? Then I shrink back away. I look below and I feel vertigo. I'm poised, as if floating over the depths of a black abyss. Suddenly, through mists of stardust, there appears a most lovely maiden. She is silvery in colour with violet eyes. Her hair is silver, and she is holding a wand, on which rides a green serpent with gold eyes. We can communicate with telepathy. She tells me, Aiden, I know you, although you do not recognize me. I haunt your dreams, yet you have never seen my face. To see me unveiled in my spirit form means that you have attained the purity that alone permits you to attain the Grael. If ever you have dreamed of love, wonder, and beauty, visualize this now. Whatever form comes to attain the Grael, perfection. I am overwhelmed. She smiles and takes me by the hand. We ascend higher and higher until we reach a sphere of dazzling white stars. How amazing this is! She tells me this is the heaven of spiritual light which I have ever sought. Then I see the Grael. It is a starry cup. It has within it a luminous matrix that continually changes its rainbow colours. The cup emanates 7 rays in successive circles, forming a 7th ray of a new circle. Luminous circle spirals from the 7th to the 8th, the perfect octaves of music. I hear music. The Lady of the Grael tells me, you may call me Lucina of the Light. I could give you a drink from this Grael, and you will be as the blessed gods on high. First, you must help me by overcoming evil. You need to fight my sworn enemy, the Lord of Darkness. I feel excited. I always like films when there comes a fight of right against wrong. Often enjoy the battle rather more than the victorious outcome of good. Now is my chance to prove myself. I vow to help her. Suddenly, from the abyss below, there forms a black shape of menace. It exudes evil. I'm horrified. It is like a black hole with consciousness. Is this antimatter? It shoots out a tentacle which entwines me, drags me downwards. Lucina puts a shining sword in my hand and orders me to cut myself loose. I do so. The form of antimatter changes. All beauty is gone because it assumes a diabolical human form with a swirling black cloak that blots out the stars. Lucina gives me a star, but this evil creature succeeds in wrapping his black cloak around me, stifling the star. In terrifying spirals, I'm dragged down into the abyss. I feel the presence of evil spirits who gloat over my downfall. Lucina is too pure to descend with me, and she speaks to me from afar. Command him in my name to show his true form. I do so. Be your true form. Slowly, this Lord of Darkness is changing into a mighty dragon with great purple and green coils which are strangling our galaxy itself. Our beautiful Milky Way galaxy, I must save it. Lucina sends me a golden spear. She commands me to strike off the dragon's head. Feeling at last a true heroic knight, I prepare to do so. But just as I prepare to do so, I hear not Lucina, but the distant voice of my old friend, the Red Witch. Dragons are an endangered species. Those injuring them will be prosecuted. I cannot help myself. I burst out laughing. The dragon has suddenly shape-shifted. Do you know what? It's become a small green lizard on a rock park in Greece that once I had carelessly trodden on. Oh, Lucina's disappeared. And the Holy Grail isn't there anymore. The stars, it's just a rocky path with a poor little squash lizard. I feel bitterly disappointed. I have failed again. I return to the temple of the sacred planets, admitting defeat. I'm no knight of the Grail, sent it away, and the goddess, the lady of the lake, whoever she was. But there's a surprise. What is this? I'm in the temple of alchemy by the sacred flame itself. The red-haired witch is standing before it, and she's holding a cup. She says, "Drink of the waters of the heart's desire." I drink. Suddenly I awaken into a kind and happy elation. She says, "My name is Melusine." She shape-shifts into Lucina, the white goddess, and she gives me a star. And just for one moment, she appears as my twin, Elaine, my old sister. What does this mean? But I don't care what it means. I feel full of love and happiness. Oh, now I'm back with you all. I'm here, and I'm happy to be where I am. The company discuss, and they agree that as Aiden recovers his full consciousness, that he has passed his final 7th degree in planetary alchemy. His willingness to admit defeat was commended. He wasn't one of these stuck-up sort of knights. As planetary alchemy involves bringing the stars down to Earth, energy down to matter, he's done the job pretty well. The company all give thanks to the deities.